Hello everyone, I am Ross11 and welcome back to my Korra review series. I apologise for the delay, it's been quite a while, so if I get things mixed up and forget things, then I apologise, but it has been almost a week since I watched the episode, not because I was bored, just because I had other things to do in that time. Anyway, here we are with The Legend of Korra, Book 4, Episode 3, The Coronation. So, I'm going to divide this episode up into two parts, because there are two subplots. One subplot is what's happening in the Earth Kingdom with the King and Kuvira, and the other side is Toph training Korra. And I'll do that one later, because that's a pretty darn interesting one, and I'm really looking forward to talking about it. So we're going to start off with the Kuvira segment. So, as the title suggests, today is the coronation of the king. And, the jerky, annoying king that poor Marco has to be associated with. So, everyone's gathering around, people, old faces, new faces like the new Fire Lord, who is Zuko's granddaughter. I'm looking forward to seeing more of her in the future. And returning to old faces as well, we have Desna and Eska, who Bolin has a very, very entertaining reuniting with her. So it's going to be an interesting thing they're going to do. I really hope they don't pull another love triangle like they did with Asami, Marco and Korra, otherwise that would ruin everything. And the king, I'm trying to remember what the king's name was. Give me a second. Wu, there we go, it's Prince Wu. And he's still King Wu. He's King Wu, but not technically. I'll talk about it later. So as I said, Bolin and the Metal Clan comes, including, of course, Kuvira, all hail the Great Uniter, and I'll explain why later. And so all of them are getting together, having a talking about the coronation. And I really like that they address this. It's that, after the Earth Queen died, her entire palace was raided. They addressed that later, because normally all these Earth Kings' coronations are so grand and so epic. I mean, there are gold chains everywhere and so many things to wear. But after the raiding, most of that stuff was taken, so all Prince Wu is left with is an earring. How embarrassing for him. Of course, I don't really care because I don't really like Prince Wu that much. Anyway, so, the big coronation time. He is announced King of the Earth Kingdom, has the imaginary crown put on his head, with the earring in his ear. And he calls forth Kuvira, who he wants to give a medal, as she pretty much, for the last 3 years, made the Earth Kingdom better again in her own vision, like her own sick dictator vision, or such. So Kuvira makes this epic speech that she is going to continue. She doesn't care about King Wu, and she's going to continue to take the land with or without his permission. In fact, so she is still going to be the true leader of the Earth Kingdom. And here's something really interesting. There were people rejoicing her in the crowd. Almost everyone was booing Prince Wu, but when it went to Kuvira, everyone was cheering her. I guess, to be fair, I think that's her biggest plan. She wants to get all of the Earth Kingdom together so they can all attack Prince Wu and the Earth Kingdom. Yeah, so Kuvira is basically taking over. Her epic speech. She said she would crush all of the competition, or something like that. Remember, it has been a week or so since I saw the episode. With that said, we cut to Bolin, who is a bit concerned about Kuvira after that speech she gave, which I would be bit too. I don't think I would trust her if I were Bolin. Bolin's a smart kid. I think he'd know better too. So, but Kuvira, like the incredibly, very well-spoken, very manipulative person that she is, convinced Bolin to stay by her side because they are technically helping people. technically helping people. I don't know how to really say it. I'll probably know how to say it later on, because I'm pretty sure Kuvira is the villain this season. I'm sure of it. She is seems so evil. That voice is incredible. Big shout out, by the way, to Zelda Williams, who is the voice of Kuvira, who does an amazing job thus far. Not as good as Zahir yet, but if she continues the way she's going, she may pass Zahir himself as my favourite Korra villain. I very much doubt she'll beat Azula as my favourite Avatar villain, but we'll see how it keeps going. Anyway, so Marco and Bolin have this little talk and a little bit of a falling out because both of them believe what they're doing is the right thing. But again, Marco really doesn't think Prince Wu would be good anyway. And to make matters worse, I'll talk about that was a really powerful scene to try and get both brothers away from each other, talking about how they both think they're doing the right thing, they think what's best for the others. And Marco really had this thing. Kuvira really has done a lot of good, and this prick who I have to be with, he's done barely anything to gain anyone's respect. So it's going to be a very interesting conflict between those two this season, and I'm very excited for it. We then cut later on where Marco and King Wu are busy walking the streets, and Kuvira is so big she has her own t-shirt, she has fangirls, and King Wu isn't very happy about it. He tries to get them thrown away, and then an entire mob starts to chase after him. So Marco has to take him all the way up to... this was brilliant. It was a replica of the Earth Kingdom Palace, which was a sort of children's restaurant. It had a stuffed Bosco the bear and a little throne with a crown and a staff and a ball, whatever kings and queens have on their coronations. King Wu is such a pathetic character. He actually steals that from a children who was on his birthday, who was sitting on the throne. You know what? I really kind of feel sorry for this poor guy. I mean, even the best part of this subplot is due to the fact that Marco actually writes up, tells him about why he wouldn't be a good king and why people don't like him, and that Wu actually listened and he said, yes, I probably wouldn't be a good king after all, would I? So I really like the fact they did that and went through that. Anything more to talk about? Oh yes, at the very end of this subplot, Tendon has sent Ikki, Milo, and... oh, god damn it. No, I didn't know this. Oh god, this is so embarrassing. I'm meant to be a fan of this series. Give me a second. Jinora, there, I got it in the end. Ikki, Miko, and Jinora are on the hunt for Korra. Speaking of, let's get on to that part of the episode with the Korra subplot. I really enjoyed this. Basically, Toph is trying to teach Korra how to try to get her inner balance back with her avatar spirit. And she does that by kicking Korra's ass a new one. Even at the age of 80 or 80, whatever, how many years in that thing she'd be, Toph is still a major ass kicker. Even in the swamp, even with mud, she can still whip Korra's ass. Which is really interesting because the fact that probably Toph has been there for so long, she's probably had so much time to think and to train. So she probably is an even better swamp. She's even better now than she was back then. Actually, that's an understatement. Even she says, imagine me in my prime, I would have destroyed you, Korra. Yeah, Toph was amazing in this episode. It really was like that Yoda and Luke Skywalker training thing, all down to the swamp. It was so well done, and I really felt like it. Which is not a bad thing, it's a great thing, because Empire Strikes Back is my favourite Star Wars film. That's one of my favourite parts of the Star Wars franchise, Yoda training. So after all this, Korra's still saying, why can't I do this? I thought all the metal went out of me, and Toph says, no, there's still metal inside you. You see, My daughters aren't very good at metal bending, they never mastered it. I am the true master. I am the original Bei Fong. There is still metal inside you, and I shall take it out for you. Sorry about that, someone poked in to say hello. Anyway, so yes, there is still metal inside of Korra, and it's up to... So she wants Toph to help get that metal out. So she tries, but all those flashbacks and all that inner stress are really still getting to Korra. So yeah, it's getting much harder, and even Toph even is bored of it. Toph has not changed. Even though she is 80, Toph has not changed. She is still the character we all love from the original series, and she is amazing. Her dialogue is some of the best dialogue I've heard since... I'm trying to think of some really good dialogue. Varric from Season 2. Even though Book 2 was the weakest of Korra, the commentary from Varric was so well done. He was so funny in that. I really hope he's funny in this Season 2, because I missed him third season. Anything else to talk about? Not really. Really good episode. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Toph was great. Kuvira was great. Korra was great. The relationship between Marco and Bolin on the edge was great. Tenzin's kids off to find Korra is also great. Great episode. I'm very excited for the next episode. I'm Ross Ram 11, and I shall definitely see you tomorrow for episode 4. Until then, bye.